Well, players like Fosdyke and Crouch, you forget that they're quite experienced now. You know, they've had their 5-6 years of AFL football.
Sydney averaging 13 goals at three-quarter time last season when they won, and they're ahead of that now, so that's a good sign for the Sydney Swans as we go down to Jared Waitley.
Quarters Barry Hall was experiencing tightness in the left hamstring. He brought himself off. There was like the pit crew went to work, 2 and 3 physios hard at work on him, and again during that break he's not moving as freely as you'd like, but he is stretching out, and he will start the quarter on the ground. Mick Malthouse extremely controlled in the huddle. Long conversations with Nathan Buckley and Mark McGough before going to work with the whole team.
Paul Roos is doing what he did last week against Melbourne, starting the last quarter with goods in the ruck and ball at full forward.
Magpies need a big last quarter here to reverse their sagging fortunes. Licuria, O'Brien, couple of their midfield machine get it started, and Rocker immediately with a scoring chance.
We're just quick into the forward line, Tim. That's all Anthony wants.
This would really get the crowd into the game. He's out wide, way wide. Touched out or out on the full? Out on the full, so not a good result for Collingwood. Craig Bolton and the Swans control it. Leo Barry taken 7 marks for the evening.
Maxfield's got the mark. Still pretty much deep inside his own defensive 50. Goods. Gee, he can run, this guy. Presents himself and takes the mark. Sydney in the third quarter at the 21-minute mark, led by 45 points. Kennelly, the Swans try to switch. Didak, he's got McGough in support. Well done, Schauble. Now Barry, again he runs into trouble. Umpire let that one go. Schauble. Kirk, Fosdyke. Oh, he's got a runner on at half forward. It's Creswell. Darren Creswell runs inside 50 and unloads. A goal. Big play, Sydney. That's got to hurt.
Well, he won't get that goal taken back off him like what happened in the first quarter when Creswell kicked a goal and then they brought it back. This fella in picture, he's a smart player, and as soon as he saw his teammates looking as if they'd get the football here, he just ran forward of the play. Fosdyke was clever enough to see him out wide, and that's experience for you.
Swans by 40. Paul Roos not convinced it's over. Goods winning. Down to the goal kicker, Creswell. Fraser working it into half forward. Saddington had a good night. Well played. Williams a little looper to Fosdyke. Goods in space. Clean hands. Awkward kick, but the result he wanted. No, not quite the result he wanted. There's a kick in the head. 2 players down, both hurt. One from the kick in the head. The other one is out cold by the look of it. Meanwhile, Barry Hall puts the icing on the cake. Swans by 46.
And quick movement of the ball. That's Andrew Williams who is down. Just quick movement of the ball by Sydney. And a long kick to the goal square. And we'll have a look how the injuries occurred. Slips over Creswell and Andrew Williams. Oh, that's nasty. He fell over the top. Creswell slipped and then Williams just landed so awkwardly. Let's hope he's okay.
It's Bluey Adams and Des Healy, circa 1955, both suffering nasty head injuries. And that doesn't look good for Williams.
No, he's got movement, which is the most important thing. And once again, we stressed that the neck brace goes on and the stretcher comes out purely as a precautionary measure. It looks like he's got, well and truly got movement there, but they'll just take no risks.
Andrew Williams has been playing on the wing all night. His opponent for most of the evening has been Swans captain Maxfield. And we see ball in picture. He's started at full forward. He's running up into the middle of the ground. And I wonder if he'll take over the ruck work. Adam Goods has been doing the ruck work in this last quarter. Looks like he'll have a turn at it.
Was their biggest lead in the game. Sydney now 46 points.
Well, he's conscious, and as Stephen said, he has shown signs of movement. So while it was nasty, we hope it is not as bad as it initially looked.
Jared Waitley on the boundary line.
Yeah, Darren Creswell's come off as well. He had blood trickling from the back of his head. He's gone straight to the room to get some stitches. So both certainly the worse for wear from that clash.
Yeah, Creswell just slips, and then desperate effort to get there by Andrew Williams, and his knee catches Creswell's head, and then he lands awkwardly.
Wasn't a contentious patch of turf, was it, that brought Creswell to grief?
Just a good old-fashioned slip. Nothing. Certainly can't blame the Telstra Dome turf for that. That was just something that happens a lot in footy, and lost his footing.
Pre-game, when Sydney were out doing their warm-up, Paul Roos spoke to many players about their boots and were they comfortable wearing the moulders, and I don't know whether he insisted that they wear the longer stocks.
So Andrew Williams' night is over. As we just repeat the state of play, it's Sydney now leading by 46 points, the biggest margin in the game. 103 plays 57. Early in the piece in this final term.
Well, it's hard to see a way back for Collingwood now. The Swans are playing with so much confidence. They seem to have absorbed about the best Collingwood can muster. Jude Bolton. Now O'Brien has a dip for Collingwood. McGough getting into the game since the latter part of the third quarter. Fell off the chest of Holland. Rocker. Buckley now from 55. The goal unguarded. Oh, that's a wonderful kick.
Couple of quick handballs has just set Buckley up for that. And Brodie Holland at ground level gets the first one out, and then Anthony Rocker knows that he's hot. If he takes clean possession, he gets wrapped up, and it's just a tap on to Buckley coming past. Very smart play by Anthony, and a lovely kick by Nathan Buckley. And there's Brodie Holland, but his opponent, Kennelly, he's played a very good game for Sydney and is becoming a player who can play a number of roles, now used as a defender after starting as a winger.
Sydney by 40 points. That's a mark at half-back to Loney for Collingwood. Now he's got Buckley on. He just works and works and works, the Collingwood skipper. This is disposal number 24. He's averaging 30 a game this season. Been told to play on.
Just think when you're 40 points behind, and you're well into a last quarter, you've just got to move the ball on quickly. Starting to do it.
Yep, Lucuria to Tarrant, who goes to the tip of the goal square. The big fist was by Schauble. Crouch. Sydney again. Out of danger. Matthews, sweeping handball to Schneider. Another sweeping handball to Williams, who looks a little bit tired. You can't blame him. Another wonderful handball. This is great play by Sydney. Matthews now squares it up to Goods. Can't take the one-hander. Slipping over at the crucial moment was Cloak. Locken. Handballs to Lucuria. Gets past Davis. Now Burns. Long. Tarrant's got the sit. Oh, it's a great mark against Saddington.
Saddington might have to just readjust a little and play alongside him rather than the 5 or 6 metres in front, because no doubt Collingwood are moving the ball on quicker now.
Get out of there, mate.
Well, Tarrant's kicked 2 goals too.
He should go for this.
It's not beyond him, but he's going to go for the lead instead. It's a good kick. It's an excellent kick to Rocker, who's had a wonderful game for Collingwood. That's his 9th mark, and he will line up directly in front, 45 metres out, and this will make it 34 the difference.
Well, it was a good kick. It was a good kick. He planned this. You can see Saddington doubling back, and again, once you take your eyes off the ball, you're in trouble. And Tarrant, a smart kick. He floated it out wide. That was a 40-metre kick. It was a pass, and Anthony good enough to take control of it. And Shawble will just need to be really tight on this big fella for the remainder of the quarter, because they'll go through Anthony and Tarrant.
1 goal, 1 tonight so far for Rocker. And he makes it goal number 2, and the Magpies still in with a slim chance. Well, it's 34 the difference, Robert Wolves. It's better than 46, which it was a few minutes ago.
Yeah, and a good pass. It was a bit wobbly off the boot, but there was plenty of space out in front of Anthony to lead into. There's Creswell. Creswell with his head patched up. What Collingwood have done with their forward line, they've got all of their forwards up near the centre square, except for Tarrant and Rocker. They're deep in the 50.
Magpies have strung 2 together. Look for the takeaway here, and McGough's got it. They're dangerous again. Tarrant brought down. It's his ball. And suddenly he's causing Saddington some problems. It's been a magnificent contest. Saddington taking the honours clearly for 3 quarters.
Yes, and he infringed Saddington. Interesting the way they set up for that centre bounce. 4 Collingwood forwards up near the centre square, and all of the forward 50 with just this man in picture and Anthony Rocker.
Tarrant cuts it to 28. That's his 3rd, and the Magpies are back with a sniff.
And a quick centre clearance, the infringement, and finished off with the goal. They're hanging on. And you see the 2 Collingwood players in the forward 50. Paul Roos has reacted, and he's put, I think that's skipper Maxfield back there just to make it a 3-on-2 situation.
Collingwood fans are finding voice. There's 42,000 here tonight at the Telstra Dome. Fantastic crowd as we have a ball up in the middle.
Josh, stay there, boys. Go back, go back, go back. Go back.
Umpire Sheehan, with lots of effort, puts it down in his 350th. Perfect bounce. Kick to half forward by Matthews, and that's a very good mark from the first gamer in Mark Powell.
Did that well.
Pops it up, looking for O'Loughlin. And this will be a rush behind unless Hall can get there. He can. In fact, it's no score at all. Cloak has the kick smothered, got it back again. And now Collingwood away to half-back. The mark's taken by Loney.
Got to move it on quickly. Got to start taking plenty of risks, Collingwood.
Getting to the middle stages of the quarter.
Yeah, this is too slow. Gives Sydney every opportunity to get numbers back.
It is their pattern of play, isn't it? But in a situation like this, you'd think they need more impetus. Prestigiacomo with the call on the other side from Jason Cloak, who turns 21 next week. Looking for an early present here, but it'll be hard won. Now Malloy, who started the game well, but has been quiet since. Tarrant and Saddington resume their contest. Kirk there to help, and copped it high, did he? Yes, he did.
Easy, you've got him all right, okay?
Touch technical, but it was there.
You've got him all right,
Tarrant not happy about it. Kirk's ball inside the defensive 50. Still the Swans got a comfortable break, but Collingwood starting to apply pressure. Barry now to Williams.
Gee, they're even booing Williams after 3 years away.
They never forget. Ball for the Sydney Swans. Has it on centre wing. Little handball over the top to Barry. Goes for another run.
Too far.
But too far this time. That's a bad turnover.
And once he gets it, the problems start. He's had a pretty good game, Leo Barry. That was his, 17th disposal had he not carried it about 25 metres.
He took about 5 more steps after the umpire had blown the whistle.
Lucuria, Collingwood quickly on the rebound. Get it to their 50. Didak, feign the free kick. Umpire up to that one as Kennelly mops up for Sydney. Looking for power over his head. Lucuria to Loney. Handball smothered. Crouch did well. Ducking his head was Kirk. Play on to the umpire, and rightly so. Now Cloak back to Buckley. Little left foot kick to Woden.
He looks tired, Woden.
Hasn't had much effect on the game, has he? As we have a throw in slightly into Collingwood's attacking territory on the City side of the ground as we need a halfway mark of this final term.
And Buckley giving direction to his teammates. He went forward for about 3 or 4 minutes. Now he's put himself back in the middle.
The next goal's a big one. Fraser doing the heavy work. Nowhere to go. Still more than half a quarter left. Collingwood within range. You wouldn't have thought it when they trailed by 46. It would be a monumental comeback if they could do it. Malloy climbing in, slapping at Collingwood's way. Buckley nearly took it. Woden does from 60. Forward line open. Locken. Tarrant!
And he can take a mark in a contest. Just a little bump on Saddington just before the ball arrived, enough to get Saddington off balance, and then he stood firm to take a strong overhead mark. That was good. We go back to that last ruck contest, and Malloy, the third man up over the top of Fraser and Ball, was good football. And arms at full stretch, great mark.
He drives it home. The margin is back to 22. Tarrant's fourth. Collingwood are alive.
Jared Waitley.
Collingwood medical staff just returning to the bench now, having been with Andrew Williams. He is conscious and okay in the rooms. He is concussed. Now, Adam Goodes has been on the bench for a little while for the Swans. He had some running repairs done on his right shin, which was bleeding. He's just come back on and gone into the ruck, and he is badly needed in there.
Good play by Malloy. Woden put it to a dangerous spot. Little bump. You can just see that first bump that Tarrant put on Saddington just to get him off balance. Important, this centre clearance.
The Telstra Dome's starting to shake as the Magpie fans sense a possible comeback. Still got a way to go. It's the Swans by 22, but here come Collingwood again. Buckley, Woden, McGough's done plenty in the last quarter. He looks for Tarrant, couldn't quite take the mark. Soccer off the ground by Kennelly. Here's Saddington, hemmed in the back pocket. Is it intentional? Umpire says no.
And 20,000 Collingwood supporters say yes.
Oh, what a shot.
Let's have a look at it. Did he go deliberately for the line?
Up the line with a bit of outswing. Collingwood coming hard here. Didak, well mown down. Shawble. Kirk now, well done to Barry. Collingwood applying fierce pressure. That was a good kick under the circumstances.
It's his first right footer for the night.
Still half a quarter left. And Collingwood are coming from the clouds. What do the Swans do here, Rob? Do they start playing to save it, or do they keep trying to...
I think they've got to play the attacking football that they've played all game.
Goodes doing well there. Woden finding something here. One out again, Saddington and Tarrant. Goodes arriving though. And finding the boundary line, but it's all Collingwood for the moment.
Well, the momentum has certainly gone Collingwood's way. That was good play by Goodes to get back to help Saddington, get a fist on it, get the ball out of bounds. Collingwood trying to open it up here. They just don't want to have too many players around the ball. Anthony Rocker, he's pretty handy in the ruck.
Rocker against Goodes. Kennelly, tackled by Holland. Ball up.
Good footy. Thanks, tight. Coming straight back. Coming straight back.
You can hear the umpire say, I'm coming straight back, so don't crash into me or I'll report you.
Rocker almost got it to Buckley. Still a chance. Holland just couldn't get boot to ball. Matthews did very nicely under pressure, looking for Maxfield. Another throw in. 60 metres from Collingwood's goal. Past the halfway mark now in the last quarter. It's the Swans by 22. They led by 46, 4 minutes into this final term as ball comes back on.
Yeah, ball comes on in place of Fosdyke. Interesting that. Big man for a small man.
They've taken the new ball.
Williams will get there first for Sydney. And again, it's a throw in.
You missed the cricket, Tim?
I'll tell you in a few months, Rob. I'm enjoying being here. It's a bit more of a contest than Barbados. Fraser and ball. Now McGough having a pretty good second half. Tarrant leading Saddington to the footy, trying to sweep it to Rocker, but he just misfired. And even he sees vague humour in that. That's a magpie face that's seen a few battles.
Yes, Scotty, when you're ready, mate.
And knows that this is only round 6, and regardless of what happens in the next 10 minutes, there's a lot of football left in this season. Collingwood showing some good signs here, fighting this one out. McGough again. Now Burns from 45. Tarrant has done it again. And suddenly he's taken control and he's turning this match.
I reckon Collingwood might have learned a bit by getting it quick to this fella. 1 out, he doesn't need to have everything in his favour. He's good enough to beat most of them just on his ability alone.
This for his 5th, his 3rd of the last quarter, to cut the margin to just 16 points.
Do you make a move, Robert?
Well, I'm just thinking Saddington's done a good job for 3 quarters, but he's been beaten comprehensively in this final term, and I think they do need to make a move. Why not put Shawble back there? Just swap the 2 key defenders. Good kick there by Burns. You know, it's going to dip. When you kick it on the angle like that, it'll dip. It's an easy ball to mark. And maybe time for Shawble to go back on Tarrant and Saddington to go up on Anthony Rocker. Just thinking perhaps the plan is, with ball in the ruck, Goods becomes the spare man in defence for Sydney.
Gee, Mark McGough's having some sort of final term too for the Magpies. Schneider. Sydney have possession. It's been a while. Bolton looks for Hall inside 50. Prestigiacomo the spoiler. Cloak, good tackle by Powell.
Is that deliberate?
Umpire says throw it in.
Oh, it would provoke a riot, I think, if it was called then.
Oh, no big roar here because does he go for the boundary line? I think he does.
Is that ladies' eyeshadow, the old-fashioned stuff, because they're playing under lights?
Fraser.
Good tackling again by Sydney.
Woden. A high ball. Buckley's underneath it. Was he being held? No, said the umpire. Bolton. Good tackle by Burns. Now Collingwood get possession. Here they go again. Lucuria sells the dummy. Run down. That could be a very, very telling tackle.
Well, he was going to give the handball and he decided to take Barry on, and again the tackling of Sydney, first rate.
Could almost be a match-winning tackle because Collingwood were away. Now ball. Just slow things down momentarily for the Swans.
Well, he's got O'Loughlin and Barry Hall deep in the forward 50.
His target's O'Loughlin. Gee, almost the miracle one-hander. Spills free now. Woden at the back of the pack. Here's a chance for Schneider. Can he pick it up? Will he square it up? He does. He's looking for Hall. Can he mark? O'Brien does well to spoil. Hall will get it back. Can he split the pack? He can't. Ball yells the crowd. Collingwood out of trouble. Just. Buckley blazes away. To half back. Fraser over the top. There's ball. He's getting tackled. Bounce down. Great footy here at the Telstra.
Oh, have a look at the crowd. They're right into it.
Hall looks as though he's done for now.
Yep.
Well, he had a goal there for the take. He relaxed, not realising that I think it was O'Brien was coming at him from behind. He should have marked it and he should have finished Collingwood off. As it is, the Swans have still got to win this. Swans free kick. Drew Bolton held.
5-goal quarter to Collingwood. Swans just the 2.
O'Loughlin goes for him. Delivery just a bit long. Collingwood can get out of trouble. Johnson Clement. But not for long. Nick Davis, what a moment. The man on the mark is 40 metres out. This could be the goal of his life.
I think he knows it, sir.
Yeah, look, he'll be nervous. The situation back against his old club, but he's one of the best kicks in the competition.
Well, we had Carey and Archer squaring up to each other here last night on the hot spot at the other end of the ground. Here's Nick Davis. They give it a pretty rude send-off from Collingwood, a chance to deliver his own retort. The sweetest victory of all. Nick Davis kicks his first of the night, and that might get the Swans home.
Well, again, Clement kicked the ball under pressure, and he was under pressure because the Sydney forwards have just been at the Collingwood defence throughout. You can see the jubilation on Nick Davis's face. Sweet. And the old SMFC, South Melbourne Footy Club, on the top of the Guernsey.
So back out to 22 points. That should be enough for the Swans. As we move deep into this final term. Creswell, the old warrior. Lucuria to Fraser in the middle of the ground. He's got Woden in support, handballs astray, but he manages to break the goods tackle. Woden will be looking for Tarrant once again. He's had a blinding last quarter. Not this time. Holland, great tackle by Bolton, and Sydney hold it up.
Gee, nearly held that, Tarrant.
Thanks, mate. Well battled, good footy, good footy. June, thanks, mate. Coming straight back.
So 22 points in favour of the Swans. Nearing the 5-minute warning. Barry. To off the ball.
Yeah, it'll be a Sydney free.
Pretty crude.
Barry was hit as after he got that handball. It'll be downfield, Sydney free kick.
Look, I'm not too concerned about it. Oh, look, you've got it downfield, okay? Don't worry about it.
The 5-minute warning has sounded.
Yeah, Didak, he's frustrated because Crouch has made life very hard for him this evening. Paul Roos held his nerve when Collingwood launched their attack in this last quarter. He didn't load his back line, kept his forward line in place.
Another ex-Magpie lobs the ball into the Swans attacking half, and there'll be a bounce.
Easy, easy, easy.
Crowd 41,874. Andrew Williams is able to watch the last minutes of the game, which is a relieving sight for all of us Magpie fans, and of course family and friends in particular. Came down on his head in the third quarter spectacularly, but injuriously. Nowhere to go for the Magpies here. Buckley running into the wall, but he copped it high. He did. Went in fearlessly and hasn't given this up yet, but time running out for the Magpies. Not many games won from 4 goals down beyond the 28-minute mark. Presta Giacomo, and again Collingwood not moving the ball on with real confidence or swiftness. Placed it okay though, and Lucuria. Where's Tarrant? He's marked just about everything that's come his way in this final quarter. He was about 4th in line there, and it gets away from Holland to the boundary. The Swans by 22, and it looks as though they're going to cause an upset here in round 6 at Telstra Dome.
Didak off, Betheris on.
Ball got a fist to it. Betheris to Buckley, around the body. Tarrant, what a last quarter he's had. He's kicked 5 for the match, 3 in the last quarter.
And that was Nathan Buckley's 30th disposal.
That's his season average.
It is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
6 games in, averaging 30 disposals a game.
So Chris Tarrant, he's kicked 5, as I said, 3 in the last quarter. He gave the Magpies a chance. It's a cute angle, but he's on his right time. Right side, I should say, and he's about 30 metres out. But only behind. So Chris Tarrant's got 5 goals, 3 for the night.
Not bad for a bloke who was comprehensively beaten for nearly 3 quarters.
Yeah, and a good sign, Tim, that you stick at it, it can go your way.
Swans, they lead by 21 points as Maxfield brings it in.
With a long ball. And Shawble makes it even longer. 30 metres longer.
Clever play, wasn't it? 80 metres away from Collingwood's goal now.
30 minutes gone.
And there's Didak, and I would think that Mick Malthouse took him off for the undisciplined free kick that he gave away.
Fraser and ball. Fraser's rucked well amidst Collingwood's revival. Lockett, good swinging kick, but it's hard for Holland. However, it fell into his lap. He opens it up. He goes for broke. Has he got the carry? He's got the carry, but it's just offline. And the margin is 20 points, and the game is just about up for the Magpies.
Stuart Maxfield taking the kicking responsibilities as captain. He's got 2 tall options out wide, and that's Shawble and Ball. He's gone to them.
And Ball doesn't let him down.
And that's just a smart percentage kick at this stage of the game.
50 metres for abuse, Anthony. 50 metres for abuse. There's no push. There's no need for it.
Did he say 50 metres for abuse?
Yep.
Cool it. Just cool it, okay? I know, just cool it.
Kept under a tight hold.
Can't get much closer to the game than that, can
No,
you?
that's great, isn't it? It's as if you're out there.
And now Sydney going to wind down the clock. Obviously a bit of time on because of the injury to Williams. But it's going to be a sweet victory for the Swans. Paul Roos keeps his positive record intact too. He's since taken over, won 9 and lost 7.
Oh, he's doing a good job with them. He's got them playing attacking football. They're enjoying their football.
Kennelly's learned this caper, hasn't he? They didn't stand the mark. They invited him to play on. He held it up for as long as he could and just chewed up the seconds.
There's Big Barry. He tried hard.
Goods to the exciting young Adam Schneider.
Well, they're doing this well now, Sydney. Just the dying minutes of the game. Just deny Collingwood the footy. He's got another long option in Ball. This will go long towards the boundary line.
Ball spills to Williams, another former ex-Magpie. Here's Goods, been one of the best players on the ground. Betheris. Now Locken. To half forward, Tarrant.
They've made the move late. It's now Bolton playing on Tarrant.
Tarrant to centre half forward. He was looking for Rocker. Couldn't reach him. Kennelly the spoils again. Shawble out wide to Ball. And he'll be happy to see it trickle over the line. Over it goes. So it's the Swans by 20 points. They're going to climb into the 8 with a 3-win, 3-loss record this season. Equal with Collingwood. 3 wins, 3 losses after tonight.
Boy, how things have changed. A couple of weeks ago, Paul Roos was quoted as conceding that his team wasn't quite what he thought it was and wasn't a finals contender. And Collingwood were up near the top of the ladder. Buckley into the 30s and getting a result here. Holland having to take it away from goal. Tarrant 1 out, but it's all over. The Swans score a great victory, an upset win over Collingwood by 20 points. The boys from Sydney are looking good. Collingwood with some headaches.
Well, congratulations to Sydney. They were terrific tonight. They played attacking football from the word go. We saw some great passages of play. Little fella in picture, Schneider, he's an exciting footballer. Nick Davis, wouldn't that last goal that he kicked give him enormous satisfaction? Ball and Goods in the ruck, they were really strong. Saddington and Shawble. Saddington had his problems in the last quarter, but for 3 quarters he had control of Chris Tarrant. And Mick Malthouse, 3 losses in a row. Long time since that's happened to the Magpies.